Dude,
Yeah.
if we're talking politics,
Good
have
call.
you followed the House of Rep lately?
Getting rid of the House. Good. I hope they shut it down so we can't waste any more money on Ukraine.
So here's what I need you to explain to me. Here's the part I'm foggy on. I don't understand this. Who was the Speaker of the House? His name
Kevin
was
McCarthy.
And he is a senator from California, right?
Maybe, I'm not sure. He's a Republican senator.
Republican senator.
House of Representatives. I said senator, made a mistake.
Oh, okay. So he's from the House. So he's a state representative from somewhere, Stan. And California. He was the Speaker of the House. I thought it was. So he's Speaker of the House. I thought I read that he lost his job as a representative. I know he's not the Speaker, but he doesn't get to vote as a representative of California anymore.
He has considered retiring, being like, all right, you don't want me to be Speaker anymore.
Okay, but
I'm going to leave this.
But on paper, he's still the
he still has his
from
job,
the 12th district of California. Okay, well then the article I read was just terribly confusing.
Misleading.
I didn't understand that. Yeah, they're like, he's been ousted from government, and it's like what, he can't vote anymore on
good. Get him out of here.
So Kevin McCarthy has 8 roughly people on the Republican side who seem to be impossible to please. And they're all in this Freedom Caucus, these far right guys who they don't really compromise. Now, the Republicans don't own all 3 houses. So you have to compromise, or all 3 branches of government. So I'm looking for. So you can't just have exactly what you want. The Senate will clearly not agree with that. It's run by Democrats, and neither will the White House. But these guys are I guess they just wanted to keep trying, shut down the government, throw a fit until they get their way, which wasn't likely to happen. They're outnumbered. They don't own it. So, and it seemed like it was personal. One guy voted against him. He said he was going to pray on it. McCarthy made fun of him. And he's like, well, fuck it. I'm done praying. I'm voting you out. Matt Gaetz, it seemed
I like that.
Yeah,
he gave Matt Gaetz everything Matt Gaetz asked for.
And the Lord
it seems like what Matt Gaetz really wanted, he's going to run for governor after DeSantis' terms end. You can only have 2 consecutive terms in Florida. So Matt Gaetz is trying to get famous enough to be the next Florida governor. And that seems to be his primary motivation for leading the charge to get Kevin McCarthy out, to be like, I am going to fight for you guys, et cetera, et cetera. The problem is they don't really have a plan. They don't have a thing they want very much. They don't have any legislation. He just, even if he gets what he wants, he still ousted him. And they don't have someone they'd rather be Speaker. They don't have that plan at all. It's between 2 guys. One of them is
Patrick
a
Henry?
rape apologist, and the other is you talking about the backup
apologist?
guy? Yeah, Jim Jordan apparently is 15 people have come out saying he knew about the rapes that were happening on his college wrestling team and just told everyone not to talk about it. And then the other guy is a racist. Apparently he speaks with David Duke, their buddies, and he's at these white nationalist things, raising money amongst racists with David Duke. Those are the 2 leading candidates to be the next Speaker. Donald Trump.
Are you going to not take their money?
Well, you could go not speak at their events. I think that's the typical protocol.
I don't think they'll give you the money if you don't.
Yeah, touche. And then the third one they talk about is Donald Trump, but that's not realistic because you can't be the Speaker of the House if you're under indictment charges that could lead to more than felony indictment charges that could lead to more than a year in jail. So Trump isn't eligible.
They can change that rule. I think the Republicans made that rule 15 years ago or something like that.
Yeah, that's a good point. But I don't know what it takes to change the rule. Is it just a House rule the Republicans can decide
probably
on?
Probably the Speaker to get anything done.
Do you need the Senate to agree to it and the President to sign off on it? I don't know.
Right. As soon as I heard about the vacancy and everything, I was like, oh man, is there any way to get Trump in there? Because that's the funniest move.
There is a way to get Trump in.
Leave it empty for a while.
Yeah. So if you're a Stats and Stories politics follower,
oh yes,
it's just prime right now. This is like playoffs or something. This is every day there's more machinations and people going back and forth and details coming out, and it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I followed the Trump court stuff a little bit. That's another one where I'm not sure how they it seems like because I know they've accused him of 20 or 30 different things at least. but him overvaluing properties and leveraging that seems to be a big part of it. But
Yes.
I keep reading that they're going to take all of his properties away and auction them off.
The New York ones, which is kind of
the New York company owns the stuff though, like his
I'm pretty
Mar-a-Lago.
sure like Mar-a-Lago, for example, is not at risk, but I could be wrong. I see your look, and I'm not confident. So maybe you're right.
Either.
Yeah. But I think that we're talking about the New York real estate. I know he transferred Mar-a-Lago out of it to his son, but I don't know if that helps him or not.
Yeah, like Trump Tower is
Trump Tower's spot. Now, Trump Tower, to be clear, he just manages that building. Those are condos that he sold. He doesn't own the whole building. He just sort of runs the elevators and the staff and maintenance fees and shit like that. But those are condos. The people who bought the condos own their condos.
Fair.
So anyway, but it looks like he got the corporate death penalty, which means they're going to auction off all his New York properties, which is interesting to me because this whole thing is about overvaluing his properties. So we're going to see if his stake in the Trump Tower is worth $7 quadrillion or not. We're going to see if this, that, and the other property are worth what he said they were or not, because they'll be for sale.
And who gets the money?
This seems
Trump.
ridiculous.
Yeah, so they're going to auction off his place. He's not allowed to do business in New York anymore because he's been committing, I guess, unprecedented levels of fraud in this thing for a long time. So,
I've never heard of such a thing.
Right?
No, it doesn't seem. It seems like he's just having the kitchen sink thrown at him.
So basically, they're going to take all his.
This is what the defense always is, though. It's never that he's innocent. It's always that there shouldn't be any punishment. It seems like they're going at him pretty hard.
Well, it's that it's very flagrantly politically motivated. You think there aren't other New York big real estate moguls who are doing this shit? That would be my perspective.
Yeah.
It's
I think there's levels
why
to
is
this
he
game?
on the chopping block? Because
Trump,
he's running in the opposition party.
If these numbers aren't perfect, then they're close. He has a penthouse apartment in Trump Tower. It's about 10,000 square feet, which is a lot. But he just changed it to 33,000 on a whim and then made the value 8 times higher. But mind you, he didn't add any square footage. He just lied. He just made it up. And again, every time Trump gets in trouble for something, it's never that he's innocent. It's that, you know what? I bet the guy who's the attorney general doesn't like Trump. I bet that's the true thing. It's not okay.
The attorney general's come out and said he doesn't like.
He committed these crimes. That much, we can all agree on. But I think the only reason they're fussing about these crimes is that they don't like Trump. And I'm
I think that's salient. I think that all of these people at that level commit crimes like that, and it's because of who he is at this juncture in time. Why didn't they do this 20 years ago? There's been in real estate
10-year
for half
span
century
where Trump lost more money. This is on his 1040s. He claimed to have lost more money than every other American during that 10 years. He's the number one loser of money on his tax forms during that time. And I can't prove it, but I just don't buy it. Yeah. He claimed he has $1 billion or something that he lost. I think he was that's number one. It might have been number 2 loser in American over this 10-year period of time.
It was a good campaign debate moment where it was I used the rules. I used them to my favor. I was a businessman. And then,
I remember that. Yeah. Did you use that $916 million loss to avoid paying personal federal income taxes?
Of course I do. Of course I do. And so do all of her donors, or most of her donors. I know many of her donors. Her donors took massive tax write-offs.
So have you not paid personal federal income tax?
A lot of my write-off was depreciation and other things that Hillary, as a senator, allowed. And she'll always allow it because the people that give her all this money, they want it. That's why. See, I understand the tax code better than anybody that's ever run for president. Hillary Clinton, and it's extremely complex, Hillary Clinton has friends that want all of these provisions, including they want the carried interest provision, which is very important to Wall Street people, but they really want the carried interest provision, which I believe Hillary's leaving. It's very interesting why she's leaving carried interest. But I will tell you that, number one, I pay tremendous numbers of taxes. I absolutely used it, and so did Warren Buffett, and so did George Soros, and so did many of the other people that Hillary is getting money from. Now, I won't mention their names because they're rich, but they're not famous, so we won't make them famous.
Can you say how many years you have avoided paying personal federal income taxes?
No, but I pay tax and I pay federal tax too. But I have a write-off. A lot of it's depreciation, which is a wonderful charge. I love depreciation. She's given it to us. Hey, if she had a problem, for 30 years she's been doing this, Anderson. I say it all the time. She talks about health care. Why didn't she do something about it? She talks about taxes. Why didn't she do something about it? She doesn't do anything about anything other than talk. With her, it's all talk and no action.
It may have been a good debate moment, but it was a lie. Right. Really, he just broke the rules and lied about what he was losing and making, and anyone can do that. I used to do taxes. I've done thousands of tax returns, and people are like, let's get creative or whatever. This other guy gets creative. I'm like, that's not creative. Creative accounting is like setting up a partnership so that you can run your expenses into it and have tax pass-throughs or whatever. That's creative accounting. Creative accounting is a way for you to deduct your health insurance that you couldn't do as a sole proprietorship. Cool. This is just lying. This is just making up expenses that you didn't really have. That's not creative in the slightest. That's just criminal. And that's how I think
what it feels like to me.
It's just a curious time for it to come up.
It's not even that. What it's curious is how quickly the wheels of justice move when we're going after Donald Trump. That's the only thing. I remember when I got arrested and they're like, "Yep, see you in 2 years." It's like you knew it was going to be years from now when they got this one little thing like moved down the road, and this huge mass. Imagine the man hours that the DA's office must have put in to getting this huge case together this fast. I would love to know how much money has been spent by the DA's office to get Donald Trump. It has to be thousands and thousands of man hours to go through that stuff. I know it was a lot of hours.
That should be going to Ukraine.
I don't think it's fast. I think it's 2 years to bring the case to trial, but I know
that's shockingly fast though for what this is, right?
Well, you just said 2 years, and now 2 years is
for me. 2 years. It took them 2 years to get me.
You're kind of Trump adjacent, right? Billions of dollars in real estate dealings,
dozens of charges.
There were grams and grams in that package.
You have to do like what do they call the forensic accounting, and there's expert witnesses, and come on, this is a massive deal.
I actually don't know how that timeline compares to the standard. I don't know.
Don't they have him in court like the day before Super Tuesday, something like that?
I think actually. Or if it might be the day after, I'm not positive though, but it's something like that. Like one of the trials was set to that date.
Yeah, that
and they were like
an unbiased.
I remember they talked about it. That same judge had done like professional athletes, and they're like, "Yeah, we don't schedule trials around your job. We don't say like, you know what, the playoffs are coming up. We're gonna hold back the wheels of justice."
You think they just randomly were like, "Oh, that's when your."
I think that date's gonna change. It won't stick.
Maybe. Yeah, I think so too. I'm sure that won't stick.
First one up rarely is the real one.
But the scheduling of that day feels like almost like make it the day. Yeah, then they'll have to ask and they'll make a big thing of it. It'll be funny.
Trump's gonna. I don't know. Tuesday, it won't matter.
I think I look forward to seeing this thing. Here's what I hope happens. I genuinely hope happens because it's the coolest timeline for me. And Trump's got to be the president, and then he's got to start. Really. Well, I mean. No, going after his rivals and his enemies and locking them up, like that's what I hope happens. And I hope that it's just a real meltdown of the entire system that we see. That's what I'm looking for. We're just the hypocrisy that all caves in and creates just a mass that can't withstand gravity anymore and just collapses on itself, and we get a new system. Where we all just walk the earth wearing leather clothes that last our entire lifetime.
Why don't we give Kings a go again?
I think we're gearing up for that. I mean, I nominate King. I think, look, we got like, you got a direct line of accountability with the King. Everything sucks. Like whose fault is it? Fucking that guy's.
Power corrupts, absolute. Yeah. Power corrupts, absolutely. I think I've heard this before. I just made that up.
That just came to me.
I would be okay with King. I would like.
I'm down for kings and queens.
But if we get a king, then I want a whole I want lords and ladies. I want there to be dukes.
100% a return of culture.
Yes, I want to be able to. I'd like horses to make a comeback. I'm being honest.
I'm fine with that.
A horse
And the king.
If we have a horse-based economy,
70,
not be
we
worrying
launched
about
them into space at
recession.
69. If they make it that long as king, which a lot of kings don't make it that long because everybody goes. Now there's not a circle of bureaucrats with unaccountability. There's one guy who's the king.
It ain't nothing personal.
It's hard.
Trump wants to be the Speaker of the House. Like, there's been updates since the show started, and I guess he's saying that, if you guys can't agree with Speaker of the House, I'll take it. I'm running for president, so maybe 90 days I'll be your speaker. He's just going to add that to his resume and do the job. That
would be really cool. It can be anyone. There's no prerequisite for Speaker of the House. You can be the speaker.
I didn't know that.
Be like, what, this Matt Woodworth guy making a lot of fucking sense.
The only
can you be here by noon tomorrow?
I've heard of is the one about not being on felonies, but I just read the Republicans are likely to ignore that rule. It's not a law. Remember, I said I don't know. Maybe the Senate and the president. It's a rule. Rules are meant to be changed. So
that's not what they say, but I get your point.
Well, I didn't mean to say broken. I meant to say they probably. I said what I did on purpose, but.
I love that timeline. Make him Speaker of the House. I love that these accomplishments that these hardworking other people who are like Washington ilk would have dreamt of. Oh my God, can you believe there's only been 57 speakers of the House in the history of our country? Can you believe it? Yeah, it's quite an accomplishment to be one. And then you add Trump's name to that list, and it stays there forever.
Yeah, there's only been. I forget.
I don't know.
I think there's been 3 speakers of the House this century. Something like that. It's not one that happens a ton.
Oh, I see you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I don't pay attention.
Maybe there's 4, but they pretend there's 3 because there's that Republican dude who was the rapist and they just removed him from the wall. There's no painting of him.
Damn. I don't know anything about that either. Well, I hope they make him Speaker of the House. It'd be really funny. And that's all I care about. That's what I want from my politics. I want humor. I love, and this is sports too, when they're like, never happened before. Can you believe this sequence has never occurred before? I love that. You're seeing a first, a historic first. It's great.
He was a pedophile rapist.
Shit.
His victim was 9 or 10 years old. He was he was a wrestling coach or something, and he raped his wrestlers.
He's the Speaker of the House?
Republican Speaker of the House, yeah. Yeah, they kind of just removed him from the book. It wasn't long ago either.
But the asterisk on him, like it was Balco days. Jesus Christ. I always go back to this. A lot of pedophiles.
99 to 207. 99 to 207. 2007. I said it wrong.
Yeah. No, that's why it works. Well,
so,
I didn't know anything about that. What was his name?
Dennis Hastert. Let me make sure that the Dennis. Yeah, I'm right.
Oh. I don't know. That name kind of rings a bell, but it's just something I heard on the news a long time ago, as far as I know. No, I'd love for Trump to get in there. I love the Trump story. I hope that he gets in and gets to do more stuff. And I really hope that he doesn't die before we get like his full story. I want to see the full Trump story. I want him to get to a clear conclusion. If he became president, that's a good bookend right there. However this presidency ends, that's how we'll end your biography for sure. We're not going to continue on. There's going to be a happily ever after, or there's going to be some text after the presidency in your. I feel like
this ends one of 2 ways. One, he's the president. He kind of pardons himself, or he just says "fuck you." Go ahead, states enforce your jail against me. Go ahead and try.
Come get me.
Or the other is he ends up in some sort of gold-plated toilet prison thing, right? Where
house
he's
arrest, surely
confined to Mar-a-Lago to play golf for the rest of his days.
Yeah, I hope that's the worst they do. I hope they don't try to put that man in a real prison, because what are you doing?
People say, for whatever that's worth, that's not really on the list of possibilities. That he's never going to go to a real prison surrounded by Secret Service, kept safe.
I think if he did go to prison, he'd have to go to the Florence, Colorado maximum supermax. I mean, I don't see any other. They'd either have to do that or that, because they wouldn't let him mix with the normal population. Period. So
it makes so much more sense. It's so much cheaper. Send him home. Put a bracelet on his ankle.
Right. My idea was empty out an entire wing of a minimum security place that's a little more comfortable, where
that's
he's
more
safe.
realistic. To be fair,
you just need to sell somewhere. You know, you like I don't know why he needs. I don't know. It's an unfathomable thing. I really hope they don't try to incarcerate a former president while he's running and leading to become president again. It just that could end poorly. Like maybe we have a little revolution, or maybe some of the military doesn't like the way that goes. You know what I mean? Like that seems crazy talk to me.
In theory, this New York case doesn't break him financially. Like, they're talking about a $250 million fine, which presumably he has, and he'll certainly have if they sell all his properties, like against his will. They're going to auction off his stuff. So it definitely puts a dent in like his legacy to some extent. Yeah. But like,
he could probably just wave his hand over it and make it all go away if he wins, though. Like, let's say they order him to pay the $250 million and take all of his shit away. I would imagine that takes more. They don't just do it instantly. I would hope. There's like people who the ownership.
So I don't know, it's New York and it's civil. So the president doesn't have the power to make it go away. But does the president have the power to make it go away? I
believe that also means the prison wouldn't be on the line for it.
I'm sorry, say that again.
I think that also means that in this particular case, the prison wouldn't be on the line, right? Can you go to prison for a civil suit?
Oh, no, you can't. You're right. Yeah.
But still, I mean,
the whole thing's absurd. Did you see that clip? It's it's set to Friends music, and it's like President Trump. The camera's panning around the courtroom. It's like Trump. There's the prosecution, and they're over there giggling and having a good time. There's Latita Brown or whatever her name is, the lady from New York who's like pushed all these charges. She's back there staring daggers into the back of Trump's head, like clearly malicious, and like this is all about her hatred for Trump, or at least it factors in. And then like camera flicks up to the judge, and the judge is like, "Hi!" Like takes his glasses off, and he's smiling, and he goes, it's so funny. And but Trump did not look like he's having a good time. Look, the last time somebody upset Trump this much, it was when Obama tried to embarrass him at that correspondence dinner, and he responded by becoming the president of the United States. They need to leave him alone. I hope he doesn't die because of this or during this. I hope we get to see, like I said, either find him guilty and it doesn't work out and he doesn't become president, or I really want to see him run again. I want to see if he can do it, because Biden is just weaker by the day. Not that Trump isn't. I mean, it's not like Trump's getting stronger, but Biden's on a steeper slope.
I'd like to see Trump literally run. Show me that.
No, I don't want to see that.
I want to see it, and I want to see it shirtless.
Ooh.
I don't think he could run, really. It'd be like one of those little like jogs.
Step jog.
Sort of thing. Yeah.
Must be, yeah.
Most of the people in politics right now can't run, I don't think.
Dude, it's getting older and older.
Physically
like, it's not just perception. Like the average age of these people is just climbing by way more than lifespans are increasing.
We had a sitting politician drop dead a few days ago at 90 years old. I mean,
Feinstein. Yeah.
That's so
that
just dropped out of nowhere.
She voted the same week she died.
So
see what I mean?
I guess Nancy Pelosi wanted her to hold her seat so that she could retire at the end of her term, and Adam Schiff would run, but not like. I'm trying to remember. So she wanted Adam Schiff, and then the rumor was Gavin Newsom, who gets to appoint it, wanted somebody else, maybe Katie Portler. And in the end, Gavin Newsom picked this chick that seems like a lobbyist insider, kind of raising money for Gavin's campaign. And now she's a senator and gets the something of an incumbent advantage if she wants to hold the job. Felt dirty. And I try to be honest in this stuff, like whether it's blue or red, but I have my biases. But this is blue, and it looked dirty. Looked like he put this. She wasn't a politician. Like, I think if you're a senator, if you're going to put someone in the Senate seat, they should maybe currently be some sort of politician, maybe in the House of Rep already, and then escalate them. Yeah. But instead, he just grabs like the person who raised the money for his campaign and made her senator. Yeah.